Hello, it's Geeks Assembled, and we've sat down this evening to discuss a 2009 movie starring Rachel McAdams and Eric Bana. This is a bit timey-wimey. It's The Time Traveler's Wife. I know a few years later there was a TV series based on this, but we're talking the movie. I'm joined by Susan as usual. This was her suggestion.
Yeah,
So, so if I don't like it, it's her fault. No,
true.
yeah, true. So yeah, it's a story of this guy called what's his name, Henry, who cannot stop himself disappearing in time traveling in his own life and other
Yeah.
people's lives. He just turns up. Could be 10 minutes in 5 years into the future or 6 years in the past or whatever. Always naked,
Uh-huh.
which is a bit awkward. Um, so Eric Banner does get his bum out every so often. So that's Susan smiling. That's why she chose it. Yeah. So yeah, it's a little complicated story about him and his life and how it affects his family and how they cope with it. Um, so we'll go over to Susan for the time traveler's wife. Over to you, Susan.
All right. Well, yeah, Tenet doesn't have anything on this because this is beautiful. It is abrupt. I mean, his disappearances are are really abrupt, and then his appearances, they don't show his appearances every time
Oh,
because that would be a lot more naked. So, but it's fun as it is. It's a good movie. I got it when one of the last Blockbuster videos was closing.
cool.
Yeah, it's a great story. It's romantic and poignant and incredibly sad at the end. But you have foreshadowing because of course you've seen the result earlier on in the movie. It kind of is it walks in step with Claire, his wife. So that's why it's called Time Traveler's Wife and not the Time Traveler, because in this you're able to sort of it's one timeline and you see this person come in and out of time in
Yeah, he can't.
various
Yeah, he
parts.
can't control where he goes, or even when he gets back.
Correct. Yeah.
Because one part in the movie, he's gone for 2 weeks, and he tried and tried to get back to that same point in time, but couldn't.
Yeah.
So he missed Christmas and New Year.
Yeah.
So that,
So I really enjoy like the kind it's kind of like tracing his footprint through it, and that's kind of a fun intellectual activity to do with this movie. And the other thing that's really great is that his friends are so amazing.
yeah, because they all know as well, don't they? Well, a few of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then there's and you know his initial interaction with the doctor who ends up being, his doctor is it's really, really incredible. And then there is also y- his his doctor, played by Stephen Tobolowsky.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, Dr. Kendrick,
Yeah.
and he's a geneticist, and we don't meet him till the end of the movie. So
Mm.
that's really interesting because part of what the reason for the interaction is because his wife is having miscarriages. Their babies are actually time traveling out of the womb before they're ready,
Yeah.
which is sort of amazing. But then Alba, uh, his wife sleeps with an earlier version of him before his vasectomy,
Yeah.
and actually, you know,
She
becomes
said
pregnant.
it says it's not really cheating on him, is it?
No, it's not. Yeah, and so there's lots of like these. It's the character of Alba is played by two sisters, whose last name is McCann, and so that's kind of and yeah. So he's got a lot of there's a lot of issues to do with the time travel that come up, um like drinking makes it worse, and
Taking Valium stops it for so long.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so go ahead. What were your moments and things that you
Well,
liked and stuff?
as I say, it was your suggestion, and I've never seen this movie before. Hence, I don't own it.
I know.
Shock. All
I
right.
know.
I enjoyed it.
Thought
Um,
you would.
it made it's because it is a romantic film.
Hmm.
Some people call it say chick flicks, but I hate that saying. Um,
Not with this much time travel in it.
that's what I mean. There's a lot of science fiction. I mean, I don't know if we ever was given the answer why he was time traveling,
No.
because it just sort of happened. He was in his car. He was young boy in his car one Christmas with his mother, and there was in a car crash, killed his mother, but he was then out of the car, stood there, no clothes on. He time hopped, he time travelled, and that was the first time it happened to him. But there was no, as I said, because I was trying to, I thought maybe the doctor would give him an answer, but there was no real answer why he was time traveling through his life, um, and he's constantly doing it. I mean, as Susan said, it's a sad ending because um, Henry does die in the movie, but he doesn't really
Uh,
because he's constantly time traveling. That version of Henry is dead, but his
mhm.
past versions are intertwining and they're constantly traveling.
Yeah.
So his Claire can see him.
Yes.
He can pop back whenever he pops back there at that certain time. He sees her when she's younger. He sees her when she's a little girl. He sees her when she's older and married to him.
Yes.
But they don't live together because he's traveling through his own life cycle. His life. He's in like a time loop or constantly just going round and round in his life. Um, he knows he'll never get older than 40
Hmm.
because that's what I said when he died about 40. But so he's just constantly when he because they don't know when Henry reappears which Henry it'll be. Is it
Right.
Henry from 20 years ago? Is it Henry from just before he died? Or Henry when he was 15? So it's just constantly and when you start thinking like that, it's an
It,
amazing concept.
it is. It really is. And you get a chance to kind of you notice that this one has this kind of physical manifestation, and so that one connects with this one, and then this one, the one that was shot
Yeah.
is anyway. Yeah.
It's so really he never really dies. He's constantly reappearing, disappearing in Claire's life and Alba's life. And I say Alba is a time traveler now, so she can go visit him whenever because she can control it.
Mm-hmm.
So she can choose to go see her father in the past
Mm-hmm.
when he was alive.
Yeah.
So really, they're not missing. They're not missing him really, are they? He's there. He's a constant.
Yeah.
Which one he is. But I mean, for me, I did laugh with the wedding. He got married and he disappeared, and then an older version came up with grey hair and to marry her. And the father-in-law said, "He's got grey hair now." And then later on the wedding night, it was a younger version, shorter hair. I thought, oh, a bit of comedy there.
Yeah. I mean, it's hilarious in
Hmm.
places.
It is well written, well acted. It did well at the box office.
And you know that this is why Moffat found it and tried to make a show out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was it 2022. He made a one. Well, he made a season of it, didn't he? It's about 6 or 8 episodes,
Yeah.
and it was cancelled, of course, like everything else in this life. Yeah, there was a TV series. I think it stuck to the film and book, so I've never seen the series. So, what appealed to you then about this, then, Susan?
Well, I like the fact that Rachel McAdams can only play somebody who's super sweet or super mean. I mean, when she plays that character in Mean Girls, I mean, it's
Mm.
and then she's got this one who's just like super sweet. I mean, super generous and
She's got time enough for him, hasn't she? She's sitting there waiting and waiting for him all her
yeah,
life.
and her her the character played by Brooklyn Proops as a kid in the meadow
Yeah,
with her future husband.
which I found a bit weird.
That is a bit
Bit weird.
strange. Yeah,
I mean, what was she, 6 or 8?
yeah,
I'm thinking, right, and they are going to marry her. I thought, oh, no, that's a bit weird. I won't go there.
yeah. And but I'm really glad that that she started leaving clothes for him everywhere. So that was fun. And Eric Bana was at the same time of making Star Trek Nemesis.
I think it was just come out of doing Nemesis to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his hair was growing back.
So, yeah, that's why
He played that Romulan or Reman guy.
the bald head.
Uh-huh. And Ron Livingston has been in a lot of things that I've been kind of watching recently. And so that was also really fun, you know. But the only thing that you could do if you were a time traveler like this is be a librarian, right? So I mean, he's a librarian
Yeah.
anyway. And
I mean, the way he, when he time travels, as you say, his clothes just drops and he goes,
uh-huh.
and then he has no clothes. Well, he's, desperate act of finding clothes first, breaking into properties, breaking into cars. So it's made him breaking the law just to get some clothes.
but also really good at picking locks. Did you
Yeah,
notice that he taught his daughter that? And yeah, the other thing was like you know, how little her parents liked him,
yeah,
but his dad was just like uh you know, his dad was as strange as he was, but not a time traveler.
uh,
So his mom must have been the time traveler.
yeah,
I mean, how in the hell does any of this fit if she's not, you know?
yeah. I mean, what?
And go ahead.
Well, no, no. So while watching it, you start thinking because he could just disappear at any time. Um, that means he can't really drive a car.
Correct.
I mean, and this where he injured his foot. He needs to walk because if he can't walk, he's trapped. He can't. He just appears there and he can't get anywhere.
Right.
But as I say, yeah, you start thinking, well, if he, he won't be able to drive, he won't be able to be behind a steering wheel because all of a sudden he's gone and that car will veer off and kill someone.
Right.
You know, so it rules his life.
Yeah. And the piece where he's in that um yeah, he's like uh trying to get around in his chair, in the
Mm,
wheelchair.
yeah,
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they don't really say, but probably taking all that Valium to keep him there.
yeah.
Yeah, so I like the cast. I really like the story. I like the intricacies of the time travel. I like the intellectual activity of trying to find and follow the time travel, and I like the
Put it into the right order and think, all right, he should
yeah,
come from that end. Is yeah. I mean, and also the twist with the how he gets shot. You know, with the father-in-law
right,
hunting.
right.
Yeah.
It's like that's so incredibly intense. And the
Yeah.
fact that he scared off the great big buck that's
Mm,
behind him, he's like, go. And then he gets shot.
mm.
He
Yes, it
knew
was.
he kind of knew where he was because he was in the same woods that he's always in, like alongside that meadow.
I mean, they say the foreshadowing of his death, knowing full well that's going to happen whenever.
Yeah.
You know, it's that. I mean, he also, him, his friends, his wife was there, so he knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're living your life constantly thinking, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? Am I going to time jump? And is that going to be me when I go and die? Or, but yeah, it's a really great concept. I might even see if I can read because it's based on a book, isn't it? So
I think so.
yeah,
Yeah, it is based on a book. It's based on um
based on the book by tell you a minute, Audrey Niffenegger.
yeah.
Niffenegger.
Yeah.
So I might see if I can get a copy of that and give it a read because it might be slightly different. Intriguing how she might have written it differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. Good choice.
Yeah, and seeing a bunch of times when Eric Bana's disrobed wasn't bad. Not bad. Okay. So what do you think? Well,
What do I think? What about him being disrobed, or what do I think? I'm not complaining.
all right, all right. Neither am I. So
Um,
yeah,
you,
I don't have much more to say about it. I enjoyed it.
what's your well, so we'll
I
go from
love the soundtrack too. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
track was really lovely. Um,
So what would you give this then on your final saying score?
I'll give this 10 um folded piles of clothes out of 10. And yeah, I think that as fans of the genre of time travel and space travel, like this is a really interesting piece. I mean, you could put it in space. You could make these two, this whole family, an outer space family. You know, even the Robinsons, or even an alien family, because it's such an intricate story. It's more, there's a lot, but I also like the touchstones that she's an artist and he's a librarian, so that's fun.
Yeah, for me, I enjoyed it. It was a quite a nice surprise. That I did enjoy it. It made you think.
Mm.
So, and if a movie makes you think, it's a big thumbs up from me. So it's going to get 10 disrobed Eric Banners out of 10.
Of course.
Of course. So yeah, it's a great movie. It's not an action adventure movie. It's a gentle,
Yeah.
romantic, time traveling, timey wimey thing. Um, so yeah, that's our little review of the Time Traveler's Wife. Guys, if you've seen it, let us know. Uh, is it any different to the TV series? Let us know that as well. Um,
Really good question.
Leave a message below on this video. You'll find this video on all the social media platforms where I share it to, Facebook, X, YouTube, and all like that. If you'd like to join us, please get in touch. As I say, leave a message. Just say, I would like to join, but you've got to be 18 plus. That's all we need to say. 18 plus. Have a working camera and microphone on the device you use, and we'll get you on. We'll sit down on a Sunday and do one of these. What we're doing now. Just talk a load of rubbish for half an hour, and then we'll go home. You know. And the other thing is you've got to remember, of course, is if you do subscribe to our YouTube channel, please press the bell notification button. See, Susan's dinger doesn't work on my end. Maybe bats can hear it and dogs, but I can't. So yeah, so that's our little review done. Anything else, Susan?
No, that's good.
No. So that's it then. Now we're going to time hop till next week, and we'll do it all over again.
Yeah, I should probably turn off my camera before I disappear.
Just your clothes dropping. Oh, ooh. So until next time, see ya.